What's up? It's your boy, Father Moo. Okay, let's dive right in here. Whew, third video already. What is this? I don't even know anymore. It's crazy. But we gotta make the videos. We gotta proselytize the new word to the pagans out there. The word of CHIA. So let's dive right in. I've been answering a lot of questions over and over from people who are new to this and they want to get involved, but even the explanation that I dropped in the first video, it doesn't really cover everything. It opens up more cans of worms than it, puts worms on the hook, if you see where I'm going with this. So I thought I'd talk today about plotting versus farming. They're kind of two different things. It's definitely you do one and then you do the other. So let's talk about that now and see if we can make it a little bit clearer. With this in mind, this is a sort of I guess this channel is going in a sort of non-expert direction. Obviously, I'm not a CHIA expert. I haven't been plotting for years like the whales like Gene Hoffman Jr. and company have been doing. Those guys have the big, deep answers. Me, I'm more of a new guy, work in the SSD industry, so I've heard of some of these concepts before, but the whole CHIA thing is new to me too, so I'm trying to learn it, I'm trying to explain it. If I get something wrong, please feel free to comment and say, yo, Moo, you were wrong about this stuff. And I'll be like, whoa. And then I'll, chastise myself. And, it'll be a great struggle session. You'll all enjoy it. Trust me. I might even get canceled. Let's see if we can do that. Let's all work together to get Father Moo canceled. Okay? Thanks. Anyway, diving in. First, we're going to talk about plotting. Plotting and farming are two different processes. Plotting comes first. Plotting is what you do first. Let's talk about some details about plotting. First of all, it's best to have a fast NVMe SSD drive for plotting. You don't have to have one, but there's a handy chart which I'm going to flash up on the screen, which shows just how more efficient it is to use an NVMe SSD. NVMe is just a kind of speed. It just means the drive can talk to the computer more quickly. They exchange information quickly. And because of the type of process that plotting is, the speed of the drive matters. It makes a difference. It can speed things up. Now, if you don't want to build a rig, you don't want to spend money to build a system just to farm, that's okay. Can you farm on another kind of SSD, such as a SATA SSD or a USB SSD? Absolutely, you can. Can you plot on a HDD? Yes, you can plot on a HDD too. NVMe SSD is the best, but plotting on any SSD or HDD is fine. HD is going to be pretty slow. Let's just call it like it is. In very ballpark numbers, well, no, we'll get to the ballpark numbers later. Let's just say you can plot on any drive you want. Your best choice if you're buying something is an NVMe SSD. An other kind of SSD or an HDD is okay. We're going to call this drive the plotting drive. Right away, I want to say, do not use the drive where you store your OS as the plotting drive. Why? Because if you use any kind of SSD as a plotting drive, it will eventually wear out. You don't want it to wear out while you still have the OS you need written to that drive. That will be bad. Okay, so the plotting process, what is it doing? It's really just doing a big math calculation, calculating some encrypted number thingies. But it relies on, number one, drive speed, the speed at which the drive can communicate with the computer. It also relies on the processor in your computer. And it relies on RAM and DRAM. So just to ballpark it, let's talk about my system. I have a system with 6 cores and 6 threads. It's an i5 processor. It's not the newest processor on the market. Another computer, my buddy's computer, has a Ryzen processor with 8 cores and 16 threads. Generally speaking, you just need 2 threads to carry out plotting on one drive. It's possible to plot it's possible to do parallel plotting and create 2 or 3 or 4 plots at once, but you would need 2 threads for each one, according to what everybody who farms CHIA agrees on. But if we're just going to assume you're going to do one at a time, if you've got a relatively new processor from the last couple of years, and it's got more than one core and can do more than 2 threads, you're going to be fine. How about RAM? I can remember that the absolute minimum RAM you need for plotting is 2 GB. These days, like my computer has 8 GB. It's not a huge amount, but it's definitely enough. So yes, plotting, the speed of plotting relies on drive speed, processor speed, and RAM or DRAM. While you're plotting, what do you make? You make a drive which is approximately 360 gigabytes. Now, all the CHIA pro dudes, they like to talk about gigabytes, GIB. Just because I'm trying to keep things more newb and user-friendly, let's just say that the file that you create when you're plotting is approximately 360 gigabytes. So if you have a 512 gigabyte drive, can you plot on that? I have a friend who just tried it out with an old SSD. He couldn't get it to work. 1 TB is probably fine. 2 TB is probably fine. The one I bought for plotting is a NVMe SSD that has 2 TB. It's a gaming SSD. So I guess what I'm saying is I'm not sure if 512 GB is enough, but 1 TB would be a good starting point for plotting. So how long does it take to make this 360 gigabyte file? If you're doing it fast and you have an optimized computer and you're running Linux or Mac OS, you might be able to do it in 8 hours or less. If you're using an older SSD or a HDD, you're probably looking at closer to 12 to 24 hours. So in all these cases, to me it seems like the amount of time, like you could start a plot at dinner time and wake up in the morning and it would probably be done. Whether that happened in 8 hours or 12 hours or how long you sleep depends on your system. So yeah, 8 hours is a very optimistic time to complete a plot. 24 hours is more likely if you're using older drives or drives that you didn't buy specifically for this project. What else about plotting? Oh, if you are using an SSD, which we recommend, it will cause wear and tear. You'd better have a SSD with a high TBW. What is TBW? We'll talk about that a little bit later. Let's stick to the plotting part now. I've got a metaphor for plotting. It's like printing a lottery ticket. Imagine your computer, while spending 8 to 12 to 24 hours and creating a 360 gigabyte file, is printing a big-ass encrypted lottery ticket. I guess plotting means something like seeding the farm in the farming metaphor. Printing a lottery ticket is a good way to think about it. And the final key point I want to mention about plotting is that it cannot be interrupted. So if your PC goes to sleep, your plotting will fail. If your PC tries to update Windows, your plotting will fail. If your drive goes to sleep, especially if you have like an external hard drive, maybe connected by a USB cable or some other kind of cable, if that drive goes to sleep, your plotting will fail and you can't recover it. All you can do is clear out the garbage data and start again. So keep that in mind. So that's what I wanted to say about plotting. Plotting results in the output. Let's recap. Plotting makes a 360 GB temporary file, but it doesn't save that full 360 GB permanently. What it does do is it outputs a 101 GB permanent file, which you can consider one farm. That allows us to begin the second process, farming. So, how is farming different than plotting? Well, farming doesn't need a fast NVMe drive. If you want to buy one, fine, but you really don't need one. Even a slow HDD is fine, it's perfect for this process. But it should be big. If you plot one farm a day, in 3 days, you'll have about 1 TB of data used up. That means in a month, you'll have 10 TB of data used up. So again, whether it takes you 8 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours, if you plot one farm a day, you make 101 gigabytes. And this is a permanent file that you can't delete or throw away. In a month, you're going to have used up about 10 TB. This is why there's a rush on large drives now. There's a shortage worldwide because people are going out buying the biggest drives they can because they want to print a bunch of these lottery tickets and then save them. So next up, for plotting, we talked about a plotting drive. When we are moving on to farming, this is often called the destination drive. And I think it can be the same drive where you store your OS if you want. This drive is going to see some work. It's going to have a workload, but it's not going to be subject to the wear and tear that's going to happen on the plotting drive. Another thing about the destination drive or the farming drive, it doesn't rely on drive speed, processor, or RAM. The farm file just saves to your drive and it sits there. Periodically, it syncs to the blockchain to see if your lottery ticket is a winner. So, do you need to have this computer connected 24 hours to the internet? Probably not. Even if you have your internet on and CHIA running, there'll be times when the system says not synced, and then it'll wait a while, and then it'll say synced. So, when it's synced, the blockchain is flipping through all the lottery tickets saved to your drive and trying to see if you're a winner. As far as I can tell, that file will stay there forever. One of my friends asked me, can it be moved to a new hard drive if the first hard drive is likely to stop working? I don't know the answer yet. Another friend of mine said, what if I make a farm, print this lottery ticket, and then I want to give it to my friend? Can I transfer it to his computer? I think the CHIA system will probably have a way to prevent that. I don't think they want you to sell farms or donate farms to other people. So my best guess today, probably not. I've already gotten to this, I guess. If plotting is printing a lottery ticket, then the metaphor for this is just holding on to the lottery ticket until the lottery comes around. So I think CHIA now gives away a little less than 10,000 coins a day. So like every hour or so, it's flipping through all the different drives connected to the blockchain, and it's looking for a winning ticket. And if it's your ticket, you'll win some coins. So yeah, the metaphor here is, why do you have this big drive filled up with all these 101 gigabyte files? Because they're all lottery tickets and they could win at any time. Just because you if you plot a farm today and you don't win the lottery this week with that farm or next week, it could come up in a month or a year, as far as I can tell. So you got to hang on to those lottery tickets. Unlike the plotting, it doesn't need to be connected to high bandwidth. Let me try that again. Unlike the plotting, you can reboot your PC if you have farms or tickets on your drive, and you'll still be okay. The CHIA blockchain wants to connect to check if you're a winner, but if you need to reboot, if you need to update Windows, if you need to shut down the computer and do something else for a bit, you can connect to the blockchain again when you're done, and you'll be fine. So plotting is not something you can interrupt, but farms sitting on your drive, that can be interrupted. If your router goes down and you need to restart it, you haven't lost anything, your tickets are still fine, they're just sitting there. What about if you do win? Well, you have a wallet which is saved wherever you installed the CHIA software. For me, that's probably on my C drive where my OS is. And if you win, for the first 3 years of CHIA, any winner will win 2 CHIA coins. They're called XCH instead of BTC for Bitcoin. In 3 years, this will be cut in half, so if you win, you'll win 1 XCH. 3 years after that, you'll win half an XCH. This is the diminishing returns, which is common among other cryptocurrencies. And I'm writing this almost at the end of April, but on May 3rd, you'll be able to transfer coins out of your wallet. That means you can transfer them to an exchange and sell them, or you can transfer them to a friend's wallet as a gift. I'm not sure how to do it yet, but like Bitcoins, CHIA coins can be subdivided, so you can give a guy 0.00001 XCH if you want. There's also an interesting system called colored coins, where you can like mark the coins so they're unique and have a fixed value and can only be exchanged for certain things. I haven't mastered that yet, but if you want to Google colored coins CHIA, you can learn more about it. So yeah, if you win, you'll get 2 XCH, and you would see that in your wallet that your balance would go from 0, where you start, to 2. And if you don't win, as far as I can tell, you just keep the farms on your drive longer and longer and hope they come up someday. I don't think the tickets go bad. I think that's they just stay viable forever, as far as I can tell. Anyway, it looks like I've already gone over 15 minutes, so I'm going to wrap this one up. I've got a few more. I said I would talk about TBW. It looks like we're going to kick that to the next video. So let me just say goodbye for now. Thank you for listening. More coming up real soon. I didn't expect to be updating the videos this much, but the questions keep getting asked, so I'm going to answer them as best I can. Like I said, if I screwed something up, moved something up, put a comment, and I'll correct myself publicly, and I will suffer the shame. Thank you. I enjoy the shame. Father Moo out.